Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie of Grow Folds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping at the Home Depot in Frisco, Texas. This was one of the Home Depots I visited earlier, where I mentioned how not all big box stores are created equal in terms of just their plant selection and quality. So we're going to see if the quality of plants have improved. But for now, it looks like they are starting to get some outdoor plants. So right over here, right off the bat, we are looking at some strawberry plants here. I know strawberry plants typically do well in colder weathers, and so that's what we have so far. And then we have a lot of dormant fruit trees. Now I have about 2 peach trees growing in my backyard. I actually grow them just so I can actually have these cherry blossom looking blooms in the spring. So I will definitely feature that as springtime comes around. I have an outdoor garden as well, and we're gonna walk over here. So it looks like they are starting to get some more plants. And I really want to tell everybody who's tuned into all of my live premieres, thank you so much for continuing to support me. Our plant community is growing each and every day. I try my very best to get you guys some plant content. I was trying to get 2 videos a day, but unfortunately work and just life in general has really taken up a lot of my time. And YouTube isn't my primary priority, but I am enjoying the process. So I really do appreciate all you plant foldies for just continuing to tune into the live chats and also following me on Instagram at Grow Folds. And you can see we have this really cool barrel cactus right over here. And so we're going to just walk in. So this was the Home Depot that I ended up rescuing in Aglaonema. And we're going to see if the quality of plants or more plants have been added. And as you can see, this is the typical Vigoro hanging basket fixture that we always see at Home Depot, at least the ones in North Dallas. And we have a Scindapsus exotica right over here. There is a little bit of leaf damage, but I love looking at Scindapsus exotica. This one is for $19.98 just because of such large silvery leaves. Some of these have actually started to trail just because they've been in the store for quite a bit. And then right over here, we have a Hoya cornosa, just a regular green form. I actually love Hoyas as well, at least the texture of the leaves. Very rubbery, waxy. Absolutely stunning Hoya as well for $19.98. And then we have this other Hoya. I don't know exactly what this Hoya is, but it has some speckling and it's really cute. This one is also for $19.98 by Vigoro. So you can actually find some hanging basket Hoyas. I happened to luck out by finding some exotic angel Costa Farm hanging baskets of Hoya cornosa, Crimson Princess, and then I also found one was Hoya cornosa tricolor. So I actually have one hanging in my kitchen, but we can see that there's some more Hoyas right over here. And so I'm not exactly sure what this Hoya species is. So if you guys are in the live chat or even in the comments watching this replay, please try to give me some help and give me the plant IDs. I know you plant folies have been so helpful with care tips, plant IDs, and just a lot of interactions. And that's the thing that makes these plant shopping videos so much fun, is just because I am getting to know a lot of you guys on a daily basis. This is something that I honestly look forward to after a long day at work. So thanks again. And right over here we have an Epipremnum aureum neon pothos for $19.98. Love neon pothos. I think it is one of the most stunning neon pothos that you can see there. Very, very good just coloration. It definitely adds a lot of light in a dark space. And the thing about pothos is they can tolerate lower light conditions. Right over here, we have an Alocasia Regal Shield. Look at how stunning the leaf foliage is. It's got a beautiful gunmetal sheen to it. And I love the purple veinations on the leaves. I would love to be able to grow an Alocasia this large. I do have a lot of Alocasia growing in my collection now, and you will see later that I actually ended up rescuing an Alocasia from Walmart. But yes, Alocasia Regal Shield, beautiful. This is in the $50 range, but look at how large it is, and you can see there's another new growth point coming out. Now with Alocasia, I know that some people are I always mention that they are spider mite prone. It doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily get spider mites. When I talk about plants, or when I'm going big box shopping and I do discuss plants, I like to just point out what potential pests are that they're prone to, just because some people are actually learning a little bit more about plants, and so therefore I am just talking about just potential pests. It doesn't mean that they'll just get spider mites. Now, I will say for Hydra helix, there is a higher probability than an alocasia. But look at how beautiful this Calathea orbifolia is. These are for $29.98, and these are by Nature's Way. And Nature's Way is actually a women-owned plant business, so I absolutely love that. But I saw this at the North McKinney Home Depot. The quality of the orbifolia here is okay. It's not nearly as perfect as the other Home Depot that I featured. And then as you can see, we have some ZZ plants here, just a regular ZZ plants. I think that ZZ plants are such easy care plants. They don't really require a lot of water, honestly. And if you're gonna ask me what pest that they're susceptible for, and that would be mealybugs. And mealybugs just really suck when it comes to like an infestation. They're just very difficult to treat. You have to like spray your plants multiple times, and you can see there is a little bit of leaf damage there. I don't know if that's thrifts or being overwatered. And right over here we have some beautiful anthuriums. What I like about anthuriums is not necessarily the coloration or bloom, and this one's for $18.98, not bad. These do require a little bit more brighter light conditions, but it's not necessarily the flowering part of the anthurium I like. I actually like the super green, shiny foliage that these anthuriums have. I am looking to see if there's some variegated anthurium, not necessarily the bloom, but actually the leaf color. But that's really nice, very healthy looking ones. And then we have some more Sansevieria right over here. So as you can see, whenever we go to like a big box or like Home Depot, you will see a lot of these easy to care for plants, like this Epipremnum aureum. Marble Queen Pothos has pretty decent variegation here. And the thing about Marble Queen Pothos is the more bright and direct light you give it, the more chances of it actually giving you some really good variegation. It will revert back to green if you don't give it enough light. So just be mindful of that. And we have a Monstera Adansonii right over here. We have some more Hoya carnosa, Crimson Princess. I really like that. And for those asking about like the splotches on the leaves, those are just hard water spots. So don't think it's necessarily a pest, but look at how beautiful this is. So I haven't seen this Nature's Way ceramic planter. You usually see like the pinkish one, but that one is a nice one. And this is an Epipremnum aureum neon pothos, not neon pothos, Marble Queen Pothos, and this is for $8.98. For anybody beginning their plant journey, I would highly recommend Pothos or Epipremnum aureum. They're probably the easiest plant to take care of. And then here we have the Hydra helix, guys. You know, you gotta love that Hydra helix. I actually like this one that I see often at Home Depot, just a normal green coloration of it. Now with Hydra helix, you do want to give it more higher humidity just to prevent spider mites from infesting it. But as you can see, this Home Depot has a decent selection of plants. I really think that maybe the plant merchandising isn't really on point, but you know, we can't be so picky. Not every big box store is going to have perfect plants presented. We do have a bunch of Philodendron orchids here. So with Philodendron orchids, you will see them at big box stores, grocery stores. I'm pretty sure you can even see them at gas stations or like CVS or Walgreens. They're just everywhere. They're beautiful plants, however. And then we have some more Nature's Way ceramic planters for $8.98. I did want to pan over here and show you some of these more miniature Philodendron orchids. This one is for $16.98. I really like that as well. And we have some polka dot plants right underneath here, just hidden. I like polka dot plants. I think they're pretty. And this one is for $4.98. The only problem with polka dot plants is they do require a lot of water, but not too much water, because then they start to crisp up. If you overwater them, they start to die. It's just a little bit more of a finicky plant. And I did want to show you some more Epipremnum aureum Marble Queen Pothos. This is another beautiful pothos right over there, and I would highly recommend that for anybody starting their plant journey, just to start out with like a golden pothos, a neon pothos, a Marble Queen Pothos. Any pothos will work. They are fast growers and very easy to work with. But we're gonna go pan over here again. Look at how beautiful this Calathea orbifolia is. It looks like brush strokes and such a large size. So if you have any Home Depots and you want some fairly large Calathea, definitely check out Home Depot. Nature's Way for $29.98. I may end up getting those other three Calatheas, the fishbone, the lancifolia, at some point to add to my collection. And the Orbifolia, obviously. I already have an Orbifolia, but not as large as this. And you can see that we passed by a bunch of Majesty palms. We are looking at some Monstera deliciosa over here. These are a little bit more mature forms for $29.98. And it's interesting, it's the split leaf Philodendron. So obviously that is Monstera deliciosa is not a Philodendron. It is an aroid. And as many Monstera Thai constellations we're seeing in the market, I will remind everybody not to forget about the green form, because the green form is where it all started. It is one of those houseplants a couple years back that everybody wanted. And I really think that it needs to remain relevant just because it is an easier care plant, the Monstera. It does grow very large. So make sure that you have the space for it, because eventually it will grow massive. And then we have a bunch of Sansevieria right over here, or snake plants. I would tell you again, snake plants are not as easy as you think to grow. Sometimes they get dry rot in their roots if you underwater, and obviously if you overwater, they will also end up getting root rot. This is one that I will always see at Home Depots. It's like a collection of like an Aglaonema and also a Dieffenbachia. And right over here we have a huge bird of paradise. There's a little bit leaf yellowing though, so I'm not sure if that's a pest. And we have some Dracaena warneckii. I think it might, I'm not sure if it's a lemon lime, but those are really nice as well. And then we have a bunch of bird of paradise. I don't know what the potential bloom is. I do prefer the white blooms. Bird of paradise are really nice. If you want a large plant that has a statement, I love the foliage. It's very nice. It's just that you have to have very bright indirect light. Bright indirect light conditions, just because it requires so much light. Now with this Dracaena right over here, they don't require as much light. They can actually tolerate lower light conditions. So I actually discovered this. I didn't realize that they had some proven winners plants right over here. It's in another section of this Home Depot. And as you can see, they've got some Leaf Joy H2O bowls. We've got some proven winners plants, but I actually am thinking about getting this. I saw this at another Home Depot, and this is the Dracaena Urchin or something like that. I think it's such a beautiful Dracaena just because it's got a tricolor. It's got white, it's got a lighter green and a darker green color, and I really like that. And I do like the bowls where it's like more hydroponic. Like this one right here is the Dracaena lemon lime, the one that you often see even from Costa Farms, where it's exotic angels. I do like this a lot. Look at the roots. It looks like these have been sitting around for a while though, so they're about to run out of water. Hopefully somebody will rescue these plants, because at this point, based on what I've seen so far at this Home Depot, the plants aren't necessarily that healthy. Now this one right here is another Tradescantia feeling flirty, or what some people might call Nanook. This one is for $19.98. I ended up buying the smaller version of it for $4.98, and it's doing very well near my kitchen window. And then right over here we have a Ficus Elastica Taniki for $19.98. I do love the variegation of this one, but you can actually go to Trader Joe's and get even a higher variegated Taniki for $12.99 in a 6-inch pot. So if you're looking for Tanikis or just Ficus Elastica, definitely check that out. And then this one right over here is another beautiful Alocasia. This one is the Mystic Nairobi Night. It reminds me of another Alocasia, I think like Alocasia Pink Dragon, but look at how beautiful the leaves are right over here. Love the narrow form of the leaves, and I just really like it. This one is still fairly healthy, and I'm hoping somebody will buy it, but as you can see, this is a Ficus umbellata that has been attacked by spider mites. You can see the yellowing right over here. So again, if you're gonna go to a big box store, definitely look at the health of the plants in totality. I'm not bashing, big box stores, but if you're gonna invest money to buy plants, you definitely want to make sure that the source of the plants are pest-free or healthy. Just because if the big box store is not taking care of the plant, then there's most likely pests that are gonna go into your plant collection when you bring them home. But this one right over here, this peperomia, is actually not bad looking at all for $4.98. And I do love, look at that statement right there. You can just look at a Epipremnum aureum neon pothos and realize how beautiful it is and just how bright it is. Like, you can't go wrong with a neon pothos. So for those that are watching and starting their plant journey, definitely get you a neon pothos. It will tolerate lower light conditions, that they're easy to propagate and just easy to take care of. This one over here is a beautiful calathea that I've been looking at for quite a while, and this one's about to run out of water, and it desperately needs water just because it will crisp up and die. I probably should have gotten these calathea a couple weeks back when I first saw them, because a lot of these plants are starting to decline in health, and that Monstera deliciosa, for instance, is declining in health. This one as well, this calathea leopardina, I think that's what it's called. Love the foliage, definitely delicate looking foliage right over here for $29.98. And you can see that there are some yellowing leaves, so it might just be underwatered. And then we have another Ficus umbellata right over here. I've discussed how I do want to add a Ficus umbellata to my collection. Eventually I will, and I probably will end up buying it at Home Depot. And then we're just going to look at some more Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This one is about to run out of water, and the actual roots are starting to turn black or brown, so that means it's not as healthy and eventually will decline in its health. We do have some more philodendron right over here. We've got a philodendron Birkin right here. I've stated this before, but I feel like philodendron Birkin is probably the most common philodendron you will run into with such electrifying variegation. It's beautiful, and they do come in different forms. Some philodendron Birkin have very white leaves, so you actually want to have a balance. Then we have some more Monstera adansonii right over here. We got some snake plants. We got some Vigoro planters here for $14.98. This one is actually another Ficus elastica taniki. So I would say if you're going to get a size like that, you might as well get that versus the Proven Winners one for $19.98. And we've got some Majesty palms here that are not looking too happy. They're about to die. And we have another random Ficus elastica taniki here. We just have some more plants that aren't necessarily healthy. But I wanted to give this Home Depot another shot to see if they had some more plants or if they were going to take care of their plants, but unfortunately not. I do love the roots on this one right here. This is another Dracaena lemon lime. Like, I need to get that Dracaena and also the Dracaena urchin, because I think those would just be a good collection to my Dracaenas. I don't have any Dracaenas at all, so those would be like the first two. So we'll see if they get another restock. I mean, big box stores, that's the thing, right? They get a pallet of plants. People buy what they want. And I probably should just pick this one up right now. I mean, it's not bad, but I want a perfect condition one. So we'll see if I come back to that one next time. Now we're going to go to Kroger. This is another grocery plant shopping video. Now Kroger, this one is off of Preston Road in Frisco, Texas. And that's just further down, and we're going to see what kind of plants they have here. So with Kroger, it's actually a good place to look for plants because they have enough of these like easy to care for plants. I would say if you're looking for a philodendron Birkin, if you're looking for a philodendron black cardinal, you can actually get one for like $16.99. But as you can see, whenever you go grocery shopping for plants, they will always be in the floral section. So they do have a great selection of flowers. You know, get yourself a flower if you want to, you know, cheer up your day. Flowers always do that for me. And we do have some more bouquets right over here for $9.99. But I'm going to go pan over here. So these ones are the larger foliage plants for $19.99. And as you can see, I haven't seen crotons at Kroger for $19.99. That's not a bad price for a large size croton. This one lost its leaves, but these are the croton petras. These are the more common crotons, but that is actually a nice croton size. Now I know a lot of people may not be a fan of crotons. Yeah, this one is for $19.99 in a 10-inch planter. The thing about crotons is they're good to look at, but they can be a little bit finicky. They do require a lot of light. Sometimes you can even just give them bright, like full sun, and they will do fine. And then we have another Ficus elastica burgundy right over here for $19.99. That's really beautiful. I like the Ficus elastica burgundy when they have like the new leaf unfurling. It's got that red mark. And this is another Timathophyllum here. I swear Tomatophyllum always have leaves that have like hard water, because you can see all of those splotches. This one looks like it's about to have a new growth point, and this is $19.99. And look, there's another croton. These croton are probably not happy because they are shedding leaves. That's the thing with crotons. They're such divas when they don't get the right lighting conditions. And then right over here, we have some Majesty palms. They're actually pretty massive for Majesty palms. And then we have another form of Calathea right over here. I think that this is quite interesting as well for $19.99. I do love Calatheas. I just am a little bit fearful in adding a lot of them into my collection very quickly, but my humidity levels have been very well. My watering for Calatheas have been well. If you're going to ask me what kind of water I use for Calatheas, I actually use bottled water or distilled water. I try not to water them with tap water just because of some of the hard minerals in there. It actually makes their leaves a little crisp. This is some type of Alocasia. I do like the shape of the Alocasia. Not 100% sure what that Alocasia is, so please let me know in the comments if you know the plant ID. There's 2 of them available for $19.99. And then we have some more Ficus lyrata right over here, or fiddle fig leaf. This one's beautiful as well. I love the natural shine of a Ficus lyrata. I think you can get a better deal though at another big box store. You can get a bigger size for that $19.99. But we're gonna go pan over here, and I am gonna get to the house plants, but I always like looking at, you know, the flowers. And as you can see, it is about to be spring, and we already have tulips in Texas ready to go. You know, this is a Kroger in North Dallas, and these beautiful tulips are nice. They are in a glass vase for $10.99, and so they've got more of like a hydroponic situation going here, so they're not planted in soil, and you can see the roots. So if you like seeing roots in like water, this is for you. And what else do we have here? We have some hyacinth. You know, whenever I think of hyacinth or see hyacinth, I think of like Animal Crossing New Horizons on this Nintendo Switch. I played that often. I haven't played as of late, but look at this. These are blue hyacinth, and these are for $10.99 in a 6-inch planter. The fragrance of these hyacinths are amazing. And in a plant foldie, or a viewer that watches my channel says you can actually, once they are done blooming, you can cut it back, plant it in the ground, and they will continue to grow back year after year. So that's something I might add. And then we have some more beautiful yellow and white tulips right over here. When I think of tulips, I think of Easter, just because they're more readily available, but these are also for $10.99. I definitely want to film the tulip farm up in North Dallas. It's a tourist attraction that attracts a lot of people, so that might be some future content that we'll have. And you can see, look at the roots right here. The bulb is happy, and then the roots are growing, and this one is about to bloom eventually. But yes, these are all for $10.99. And we have some more flowering plants here, a bunch of balloons. So like, obviously a grocery store isn't necessarily a place that you would be looking for like aeroids or houseplants, but you'd be surprised about some of the plants you'd find, like besides these flowering plants. Like, these are beautiful daffodils. I do like the leaf shape, and also the bloom shape of the daffodil. It's very nice. Yellow is my mother's favorite color. I also like yellow. And we have some more Ficus lyrata here, or fiddle fig leaves. These are for $7.99, and I am so happy I was able to get one around this size for 99 cents. Guys, 99 cents out Sprouts. It's another local grocery store in North Dallas, but these nonetheless are pretty healthy, and they're not a bad price at all. So like, if you want to start with a starter plant, $7.99 for a Ficus lyrata is not bad. And mine actually is not as finicky as I thought it would be. So, you know, try a Ficus lyrata or fiddle fig leaf. I don't know if they're really still in trend, but you know, they're still available for you to buy at grocery store, big box stores. And then we have some more cyclamen right over here. Look at how beautiful the blooms are, but I also love the foliage of a cyclamen. I am curious to see if somebody's ever grown these long-term indoors. And then we have some miniature roses right over here. Love miniature roses. I had gotten a variegated one from Trader Joe's a while back, and these are all for $7.99. Not a bad price if you want a flowering plant in your indoor collection. So that's the thing. I know a lot of you plant foldies probably grow aeroids and not so much like blooming plants indoors, but have y'all ever considered maybe growing some indoor plants that are blooming? I know that when it comes to like begonia, like that Riger begonia, I might actually add, and I definitely will add a indoor azalea just because I saw some at this local nursery store called Nicholson Hardy. And right over here, we have another beautiful miniature rose. If I end up adding a miniature rose, I definitely will add the variegated one. I love variegated plants, and variegated flowers are amazing. I had a bunch of variegated roses in my backyard at one point when I had a rose garden. And then this is a beautiful fern, bird's nest fern. I love the color, the natural leaf shine of it, and even the veination and texture of the leaves. It's very beautiful. This is for $7.99. Not a bad plant at all. So if you want to add ferns, I don't necessarily have ferns in my collection, but it would be something I would definitely add to my collection. And then we have some more bird's nest fern here. This one is a different one. This one's got a little bit more of like a wrinkle type fern. I've seen a larger form of these, and these are absolutely stunning when they start to mature. So if you want to start with like starter plants, go look at a grocery store. $7.99 is not bad for this. I know at other big box stores these might be a little bit much. And look at that daffodil, that's beautiful, and the ficus lyrata over there. So I do think that Kroger would be a place that I would buy some common houseplants or easy to care for houseplants. And then this one right over here is a dragon fruit cactus. Really cool right over here. It's got a nice texture, and I remember seeing a bunch of these at a Lowe's where they had like cold damage, and it was just really sad to see. But these are super healthy for $7.99. And I like that as well. I just don't know if I would add this to my collection, but they are very nice to look at. So that's the thing. I hope you guys also just enjoy and find it relaxing to like look at plants with me while I go plant shopping and show you guys what plants are available. I will continue to show you just a little bit more of the blooming plants, but we do have some larger foliage here. This is probably my favorite tulip, or the look of the tulip. I love the fiery red and yellow bloom it has. I don't know what the cultivar is, but I do think that it's absolutely stunning as well. And then we have some Kalanchoe right over here. So this is another blooming plant that I've seen typically at the floral department at grocery stores and also big box stores. Here's the thing about Kalanchoe. I did not realize that it's more of like a succulent. And so when I started touching the leaves, and this is a really good price, $4.99 for this, touching the leaves, it's got more of a waxy succulent type texture. So I'm not sure that if Kalanchoe are just necessarily in season for blooming and it's really more of a succulent. So plant foldies, please let me know in the comments or in the live chats if that's necessarily the case. I do love the Kalanchoe as well, and these are actually very delicate looking blooms. I love the pastel colors. Not sure exactly what plant this is, this blooming plant, but this, I just wanted to show you. Look at that beautiful lavender color for it, and these are also for $4.99. So not a bad price for plants, or actually $14.99. This is a little bit larger, sorry, the smaller versions. And then we have some more miniature roses right over here. These are also for $14.99. Beautiful looking miniature roses. So I'm just curious if anybody is into miniature roses. Do you grow those indoors, or do you grow those outdoors? Do you grow those on a landscape? Let me know in the comments or even in the live chat. I'm really curious. And then this one right here is $14.99 for these Callia lilies, the beautiful Callia lilies. I like the Callia lilies with like the cute little polka dot speckles on their foliage. But as you can see, we've got some more flowering plants here. These are mums or chrysanthemum. In Japan, they call them kiku. And I like this one right here. This color, this beautiful purple color is absolutely stunning. Love chrysanthemum. I actually did like chrysanthemum bonsai years back where I ended up getting some miniature chrysanthemum, and that actually looked pretty cool. I might try to find that footage for y'all and add it to my YouTube, but as you can see, I'm just going to keep showing you guys different flowering plants. This is some more Kalanchoe. So I was told that you treat them more like succulents, and then some more yellow miniature roses. You know, when you think of Texas, the yellow rose of Texas, for instance. And now we're going to go over here, and these are the easy to grow common houseplants you would find. These are some Dracaena marginata in a 4.5-inch planter. These ones are for $6.99. Probably are $6.99, probably the best value, rather than to buy like the Costa Farms Exotic Angels. you can get a larger plant. And then this one right over here is a beautiful peperomia. I actually would add this to my collection simply because of the pink outlining in the margins of the leaves. $6.99 is not bad at all. I would have bought the other one that I first saw at Kroger's when I first featured Kroger's in one of my plant shopping videos. What do you guys think of that peperomia? And then, like I was telling you, they've got some philodendron right over here. This one, I'm not 100% sure if this is a black cardinal, but this is also for $6.99 and it's not bad. So like if you want some of these other philodendron, you can get them at Kroger. And then this is a regular peperomia obtusifolia, just a green form, $6.99. And there's already a lot of height to it and foliage. Really nice rubbery texture to the leaves. Very easy to care for plant. So like if you're looking for an easy plant, try this one out. You can pick one up as you do your groceries at, you know, a place like Kroger. Yeah, $6.99 right over here. So that's the thing. I love featuring you guys just different places that you would find plants. I just really enjoy talking about plants. So for everybody who's still tuned in, thank you so much for following my plant journey and my plant shopping videos. I will do my very best to give you guys videos every day. In the evening, it might come up at 7, 8, maybe as late as 9, or even as late as 9:45. But trust and believe, if you check and just have the notification bell on, I will have a video. That one was another croton. This one is a croton gold dust. I didn't realize that this croton gold dust was just as common as like the croton petra, and their variegation varies depending on, like, I guess the light that you give them. I saw one that was super yellow at a Lowe's when I was shopping. And obviously we will see a Dracaena, Janet Craig compacta, and look, this is a really cool plant 5, a Philodendron Birkin for $6.99. And look at how beautiful the variegation is. I will say, if you're looking for a Philodendron Birkin, Kroger is probably the best place to find it for such a cost-effective price. Yeah, this is for $6.99. So I would highly recommend, you know, checking your options out. So if you're going to go plant shopping and you're looking for plants that are just easy to care for, common house plants, check out your options and you'll see that there are very interesting prices you can find. This is another Phalaenopsis orchid. These are the miniature forms. Phalaenopsis orchids are super common everywhere. Big box stores, grocery stores have them, and even convenience stores may have some as well. So I find that interesting. I will definitely try to feature, you know, plants that I might find at a convenience store or a gas station. But I am going to pan out over here and then show you some more plants. I do want to show you the Matsui cascading orchids. These are for $29.99. I love cascading orchids just because they gave me this like weeping cherry blossom look. Look at how beautiful the colors are, and these are all for $29.99. So the Matsui cascading orchids are actually sourced out in California. That's where they get the orchids. So we're just gonna see if we you know, just look at some of the beautiful foliage of these Phalaenopsis orchids right over here. Now with Phalaenopsis orchids, you want to make sure that their roots dry out completely, have them in some nice medium you know, orchid bark, and then, you know, maybe water them once a week, maybe, you know, twice, you know, not twice a week, but once a week, and we'll see what that looks like. So you don't want to overwater an orchid because you'll end up killing it. They will rebloom. You do need to give them bright indirect light. Some may tolerate lower light conditions, so it just really depends. But I know with Phalaenopsis orchids, they prefer bright indirect light. But look at how beautiful these orchids are. Look at the leaves. And then we have some more miniature versions as well right over here. This is a beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid. This one is the Espresso orchid. So they have different versions of that. And this is for $14.99. The Espresso is really, really nice. If you want just a small miniature orchid, those will work out. But I will pan out here and show you how beautiful the Matsui cascading orchids are. Love the look of this orchid for sure. Look at how beautiful the white blooms are. And now we are going to go look at what everybody is probably wanting to see. And these are the house plant or the indoor tropical plants that you can see at a grocery store. So we do have a couple of plants over here. We have a Alocasia poly right over here that I want to feature. It's by Live Trends. Really, really beautiful one right over here. I'll tell you, with Urban Jungle, especially for this one, this was for $24.99. They do have some really nice modern planters. I can't fault them for that. So that's why it's just a little bit more pricey, $24.99. And they do have that top dressing of some fake moss. Not really a fan of that, but you know, for some people they might want more of a sleek look. And then right over here we have some from Live Trends right over here for $24.99. This one is also a Ficus elastica ruby. And now definitely would get you that one at Trader Joe's. And then right over here we have another Live Trends philodendron right over here. I'm gonna say this is a philodendron black cardinal. I do love the dark foliage right over here. It kind of reminds me of a reverted philodendron pink princess, but it doesn't really like need to trail up, so I like that a lot. And again, it's really nice to see different types of plants like these featured at a grocery store. You would never think to just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to a grocery store to plant shop, but you can actually get some good deals. This is probably my favorite Live Trends planter I've seen so far, and it's because it's got a very sleek, just modern white planter, and it really does accentuate this Alocasia. I'm not 100% sure if this is an Alocasia California. Very beautiful looking Alocasia, and it also has some babies already growing, so there's a couple of corms there that you can separate from the mother plant. And that's the thing about Alocasia. So I'm thinking about investing in getting a variegated Alocasia, just because it is going to be the, you know, trending plant of 2024. If I get a good deal, I might end up like getting a black velvet variegated Alocasia. We'll see. And then we have a beautiful Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. This one is flawless. You can see there is no damage in the leaves. There is some leaf shine or a beautiful shine about it. I love Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. I would tell you that it's probably my favorite pothos of all the pothos, alongside with Pothos Enjoy and Pothos Global Green. This one is a Philodendron hederaceum Brazil, another beautiful plant, and this one just looks a lot more healthy than maybe like some of the ones that you would find like Home Depot for under Vigoro. But nonetheless, these are really nice to look at, these tropical plants. We have some large bromeliads right over here. What else do we have over here? We've got a Peperomia piccolo, I think that's what it's called right over here. Look at how beautiful the foliage is. Love the gray on it. With these type of peperomia, they just tend to be a little bit more delicate, and the watering, you don't want to overwater it because they end up like rotting. So just FYI on that. And then this one is from Mason Farms of New Mexico. So this is the plant grower that supplies it. It's actually from New Mexico and not Florida. So it's really interesting to see that different grocery stores and big box stores source not only from Florida, but also at different places like New Mexico. I wouldn't even imagine that they would be, you know, growing plants there. But this one is for $13.99. This is a Ficus elastica burgundy. And then right over here is a unusual looking fern. This one, let me see what the plant ID is, if I can tip it over. This is a lemon buttons fern. That's not a bad looking one for $9.99. And what else do we have over here? We have another Aglonema. So this looks like an Aglonema Maria, but this is an Aglonema Mary Ann. So I'm not 100% sure if it's one of those situations where it's just called Mary Ann, but it's really a Maria, and it's just being called Mary Ann by the actual grower. But nonetheless, this one is for $13.99. It's in a 5-inch planter. Not bad at all. And then we have small planters right over here. This one is a beautiful peperomia. And what I like about this peperomia is very compact, but I love the red undersides of the leaves. Very nice looking peperomia. And so we're just going to see what the price is, but I did want to show you how beautiful and elegant the foliage is right over here. This is a nice looking peperomia, and this is a Peperomia Rousseau for $9.99. This is also by Mason Farms out in New Mexico. So very nice looking plant. And then we have another polka dot plant right over here for $9.99. Beautiful color. I love pink plants. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like pink plants too. There's just something about them. And this one is also called the red, or the splash red polka dot plant for $9.99. I'm not sure if I'm really a fan of just like the yellow plastic planter, but nonetheless, it's okay. This one is for another $9.99 Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This has a pretty decent variegation. So with the golden pothos, and which is basically the houseplant that starts the houseplant collection, I think most people end up getting that. It's beautiful. And then we have a spathiphyllum right over here for $13.99. But look at how large the spathiphyllum is. Absolutely stunning. I love the leaves, even though it's not variegated, you know, spathiphyllum or peace lily. I think the plants are gorgeous. They're very cost effective. The only thing I don't like about spathiphyllum is if you miss like watering them, they literally just droop and they're so dramatic, but they're not dramatic to the point where like they end up either browning and crisping like calathea. So I'll give spathiphyllum a pass on that. And you can actually grow that in really lower light conditions. You can grow it in a bathroom and it'll still do fine without like a grow light. This one is another bromeliad right over here. This one is for $14.99. That's not a bad looking bromeliad. I do love the pink color. And then we have some more bromeliads right over here. And this one is also for $14.99. But look how large these bromeliads are. The thing about bromeliads is they have a beautiful looking bloom, but once it blooms, it doesn't necessarily rebloom. So like you're stuck with just, you know, a green foliage plant. And then we have some more smaller plants right over here. Again, we have another Peperomia Rousseau. Nice looking peperomia right over here. Look at the texture of the leaves. Let me know if you guys grow peperomia, because I've done it in the past and I've ended up getting a little bit of spider mites and like overwatered it. And then we have a Hydra Helix, guys. This one is for $9.99. It reminds me of the Nature's Way Hydra Helix that I see at Home Depot for $8.98. So if I'm going to get one of those, but actually I was very tempted to buy this plant. This is a Pilea plant or an aluminum plant. This one is for $11.99. I really like this plant a lot just because look at how beautiful the leaves are and they're easy to propagate. You can literally snip the tops of these leaves, put them in water and they will root. But look at how beautiful the this plant is. This is an aluminum plant. I've had this plant before. And I'm thinking if I end up adding one of these to my collection, I will definitely buy it at Kroger. I saw one that was on clearance or reduced price. So we'll just see if Kroger will eventually like reduce these prices. The only thing about the aluminum plant is you really need to snip it. Otherwise it gets a little bit leggy. So that's the only care tip I would just say, but it's an easy to care for plant. It does require a little bit more humidity, but not bad. But guys, you know I talk about Aglaonema all the time, how Aglaonema is pretty much my favorite plant. I think she's dethroned the Syngonium species, but look at this. This is an Aglaonema Star King. So this one is for $24.99. This is quite expensive for a grocery store plant. Like this is probably the most rare or uncommon plant that you will find at least at Kroger. Now on Reddit and some other forums, I did see that these were also reduced to like $7. So I might just have to wait, but I love this Aglaonema. I'm actually tempted to buy one today, but I just feel like it'd be a little bit expensive. And you can see that there are different variations to it, but it looks like as the leaf matures, it becomes more of this red tone. And I really love red plants as well. This reminds me of like Jaipong Suksum Aglaonema or a Red King. I'm thinking that this might actually be the Aglaonema Red King, but they're just calling it the Star King. For those who own Aglaonema Red King, does this look like a Red King? What it is? What is it? I like it just because look at how beautiful that coloration is. And then I'm just going to pan over here and you can see that there are some Pachira aquatica or money tree plants right over here. But I definitely want to pan out even further to show you. This is their, you know, location of like, you know, tropical plants. And then this is the little corner of reduced plants. This is an Epipremnum Aureum Golden. I mean, just regular jade pothos. This is for $3.50 for a 6-inch planter. I was actually tempted to get this as well just because, you know, why not? It's $3.50 for such a lush looking plant. But again, I am on no plant buy. And then this one right over here is a Kalia Lily for $6. I think the best price, and they have some Kalanchoe, but I think the best price for $3.50 is those jade pothos. And then I'm just gonna walk around here and show you this, but I am super impressed. I really want this Aglaonema Star King. I just need to get more funds to be able to buy a plant like that. And then this is the last stop that we're gonna go show you. This is the Walmart off of Custer Road further north in McKinney. And this is the Walmart that I found my Philodendron golden crocodiles a couple of weeks back. So we're gonna go visit this place again. This is the third time since they got their restock of plants. So we're gonna see what plants they have, see if the plants are maintaining their health, what plants that they might have gotten restocked. But I did want to look at this little like dollar section just to see. So they've got some planters here, some boot planters. Those are kind of cute. And then these are planters for $5, these green ones. Not necessarily a fan of it, but these are for $3, not of the colors. Like I think if they just had like a green pot or something, I do like that it is matte. So those are nice ones. Those actually have drainage holes. These ones are more planters, but these are for $5. And this one unfortunately doesn't have any drainage holes, so these would be more of like a catch pot. I do like the shape. I do like the color. I would totally use it in my plant collection. It would be cool though if they actually had drainage holes. That would make it even easier, but you would just have to use that as like a catch pot. It just, you know, Walmart's kind of like has their own little version of Bullseye's Playground. If you ever shop at Target, which is Target's like dollar section, Target has better quality Bullseye's Playground or dollar section items, however, but this isn't bad. You got some dollar propagation potential jars, and then we got some fake plants. These are Croton Petras, and then we have a polka dot plant right over here. So not bad for some fake plants. I'm not really a fan of fake plants, but you know, it may work for some people's spaces where if you don't want to like have a plant to take care of and you still want some type of green. It depends. Some fake plants are actually very realistic looking. You just have to pay a little bit more for that. So we're going to walk over here to the outdoor section or their garden section. I was very excited to find some Philodendron golden crocodile. So we'll see if it's still there, what the plant health looks like. That's the thing. I visit a lot of big box stores in my area, but now I want to see how well they maintain their health. So you will be seeing some more frequent visits from some big box stores that I've seen. So as you can see, unfortunately, these exotic angels are looking very sad, but I am going to look at this. So yes, I saw some yellow. Oh my gosh, I saw some yellow, guys. And this is these Philodendron pink princesses that were by Growers Bench for $24.48. Now they are reduced to $7. $7, guys. You will be saving $17.95 if you buy this, and this is still a fairly healthy Philodendron pink princess. At this point, I would say this has now become a rescue mission, because I am going to get a couple of Philodendron pink princess, maybe 2, 3, and maybe I'm gonna like rehab them and then repot them in one big planter with a stake, so it's like a full Philodendron pink princess, instead of having to like propagate a bunch of cuttings. Now this one is actually an interesting Philodendron pink princess. This one is all burgundy. There's really no variegation, maybe a splotch of pink, but I don't mind it. It's actually a nice color. Like this is a nice color that you can pair up with like a ZZ Raven, and you can see the growth point right over there. It's still pushing a leaf, but there's not any variegation. So I don't know what you call a revertive pink princess, but I don't mind that at all. This would be something I might consider getting, but I definitely want to get some Philodendron pink princess. I wish they had the white knight and the white princess, but they are totally gone. And then we have some more right over here. So this is really exciting, because if they are starting to clearance out or reduce prices for these Growers Bench Philodendrons, everybody who is out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it looks like they will be getting another type of restock with plants, because they're already cycling out of this. This one's unfortunate. I think I actually saw this a while back and featured how it was very like compact, but there's a little bit of leaf damage, and who knows if there might be some pests, but it has the best variegation, but I'm definitely not going to get that. That's a little bit too much work. This one's another nice Philodendron pink princess right over here. I mean, for anybody who wants to like buy plants, you could probably just buy these for $7 and potentially flip it and sell it for a little bit more, because these are fairly healthy looking plants. Like I would say give this another week here, and then they're probably really going to decline. So I'm at least going to try and rescue a few. This has now become a rescue mission versus, you know, a plant shopping video. I mean, it's both, but I will tell you, have you guys ever gone to like big box stores and saw some plants that are on clearance and you're like, you have to get it, and they're still fairly healthy? Like this one over here has good variegation, but it's lost its leaves. I mean, I feel like you could still salvage this, but this is another example of like big box stores. You get some beautiful, beautiful plants that obviously took a while to grow, and then they were shipped over to a big box store, and then now, you know, a month later, they're about to decline. So not only do you lose the plant, they end up being composted, I'm hoping, but then the ceramic planter, the plastic planter that it's growing, it just becomes more like there's just more trash that's created. And we don't really think about that. We just think, oh, this is a beautiful plant. But of the beautiful plants you see, how many of them do you actually get, and how many of them go in the trash? And then like there's some more alocasia right here. This alocasia is also for $7. This is the Alocasia Pink Princess. I love the stems. I love the underside. I don't know if I want to rescue this one, but one of these Alocasias is going to go home with me as well. That one has, the first one has a little bit more damage to the leaves. This one just looks a little bit dehydrated. So I'm probably going to end up getting this one for $7. This is not bad at all, considering it was, I think $19. So, I'm not afraid of alocasia anymore, because the alocasia that's growing in my guest bedroom, we do have a humidifier and some nice bright lights, and they're growing just fine. So we will see what that looks like. And then we have some orchids right here. I did want to pan away from the tragic plants and just show you some Phalaenopsis orchids. They're always available. These ones are for $14.97. I will be curious to see how many of these orchids sell and if their health declines. We have some anthuriums right over here. I think right now Walmart probably has the best value for anthuriums and quality. These are for $14.97. Beautiful anthuriums, and they do get large. I might end up adding one of these anthuriums, but the one I really want to get is a shibori anthurium. It has like a candy cane variegation on the blooms. It's over $100 though, so I'm not 100% sure if I want to invest in that. Maybe if I, gain some more money, make some more money, we'll see. But for now, I'm already going broke just doing plant shopping videos just because I end up getting a plant. I am in a no plant buy, guys. Like seriously, I am breaking my no plant buy again. I said I wasn't going to buy any plants, but as you can see, the clearance got me. It's more of like a rescue mission, I would say. But look at how gorgeous these anthuriums are. I like the white blooms too. I mean, look, I actually am more of a fan of the foliage. The foliage is absolutely stunning. These are healthy, like this one right here, this lavender purple one. And I love that the bloom, which is the little stick, is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love the foliage of the leaves. So like even if it's not in bloom, that would be a beautiful green plant. They do need bright indirect light. And then we have some hyacinths right over here. So, in Texas, we are starting to get a bunch of hyacinths. This was $1.48. Hyacinths are just becoming more popular. They have beautiful, they have a nice scent to them. And then right over here, we have some self-watering planters, $7 now by Costa Farms. This is another bromeliad. So it looks like all of their self-watering planters, at least at this location, have been clearanced out, which means, guys, I will be visiting a couple of Walmarts just to see if any other Walmarts are clearancing out their plants. Like this Sansevieria is just fine. So this one is actually for $7 and it's not bad. I know that I was at a Walmart yesterday and they didn't have their plants clearance, so it may not be all Walmarts. Unfortunate, Dieffenbachia here, but we have some super healthy anthuriums. It's nice to see anthuriums looking so healthy and beautiful, and I really hope somebody ends up buying those plants before they end up going clearance and declining in health. Most of their trending tropicals though ended up selling, so I don't know if I just missed the day where they clearanced them out. I see some ZZ plants, some Raven ZZs here, but I did want to just keep looking at some more of the other plants. So yes, we're going to look at some of where they had their trending tropicals. So these are what's left of their trending tropicals. We have some ZZ Ravens here. There are a couple that I would definitely get. I'm hoping to get at least one, maybe two. I can take one to work and take one home. I did talk about getting a ZZ Raven at some point, and I wanted to get one in the self-watering planter. So today is probably going to be the day that I do it. So we'll see. But this one, I don't think I want to get, just because the texture of the leaves are already browning. So there's a chance that it might have thrifts or some type of pest disease. I'm looking for one that has active growing. So this one has active growing, no, not nodes, but active growing growth points. So that's what I was trying to say, because then that the plant is still happy and it's salvageable. So I'm going to look at this one. It looks like one of the leaves or stems actually lost a lot of leaves. So let me look at the other ones and check that out. But we also have this one that I was interested in. This one actually has a lot of growth. I would just have to clean up some of the dead leaves, but that's not bad either. And we see another growth point right over there. We will just see what that looks like in terms of just whether I can salvage it or not. So I'm going to take this one down and examine it a little bit more. Plant foldies, let me know what you think. Should I get this one? Should I rescue this plant? Should I just say no and just, you know, stay with the no plant buy? Should I not rescue any of these plants? Should this not be a rescue mission? Should just be like a plant blog where I'm showing you guys a bunch of plants? Let me know in the comments or the live chats. But I do like this, and look at that. Those new growth points are a good sign. I would just have to trim some of the dead stems and leaves off of it, just clean it up a little bit. And I will tell you exactly what I'm going to do to these plants once I purchase them, if I'm going to rescue them. This one is an interesting one too, but do you see like the leaf has like some browning? I would rather have one that doesn't have a lot of browning on the leaves per se. Just dead leaves that you can just peel off, because if it's still actively growing and there's browning, then there must be some type of like pest. And you guys already know I'm not about the pests. I did notice this one. This was one that I actually featured in my first video, or the video I've had where I found the Philodendron golden crocodile. So rewatch that video if you like. And I showed you guys how well developed the roots were. Like this one is literally popping out of its pot. Look at that, look at that. So I might actually get this and this. So we'll see. Like I probably just need one, but you know, if the plant price is $7, that's really not bad. And this one actually looks super healthy with all things considered, and the other one has an active growth point. Maybe I can combine both of them and I'll have like a really lush ZZ Raven, or just keep them in their planters and have them like have one go with me to work. But these are the Philodendron Pink Princess. I am probably going to go ahead and pick up and rescue. I may pick up a third one, but definitely these. Because Philodendron Pink Princess for $7, that's not bad. This is unfortunate. I mean, I might pick this one up. This has better variegation than the other two. So that's the thing, guys, with Philodendron Pink Princess, it starts with just the natural genetics of the plant. Like this one right here, I doubt will ever really be as variegated. There's like a little splotch of pink here, but otherwise this one is not going to really be pink variegated, or I feel like it's not. However, it's still an interesting looking plant because it's got such a dark foliage. It would be really cool with those ZZ Ravens that I put down. But I did want to show you these. Look at how tragic these exotic angels have just been dehydrated. This Walmart could have just simply watered these plants and they would have been fine. But this whole tray, like, it's just so sad. And I feel like with Costa Farms, they lose more money actually sourcing the big box stores because of that. I mean, you got to think the transportation, the supplies, all of that. And I did want to show you guys some succulents right here. But as I ramble on, just, you know, big box stores, they're not as concerned because, you know, sources like Costa Farms, they don't really make the money until the plant is sold. So if the plant dies, you know, technically, and you know, don't quote me on this, you know, Walmart or a big box store doesn't really lose money. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. I just think that plants in general, like we definitely need to invest a little bit more time. I mean, at least these succulents, if you don't water them, they're going to still thrive. So that's a good thing. The only thing that will kill these succulents is, you know, if they get cold damage or something. But yep, I went ahead and rescued 3 Philodendron Pink Princess. I got that Alocasia Pink Dragon and 2 ZZ Ravens with me. They will be coming home with me, so I'm super excited about that. I really didn't expect to rescue some plants today. So as you can see, again, within 48 hours, I ended up getting some more plants. So as you know, I have a really bad plant addiction, and you know, plant foldies, I don't know if you guys suffer the same plant addiction as I do, but how do you not take these plants home? Like, would you not take them home for the price that they're being listed for, considering they're not really like a 911? You have to rehabilitate them. What I would do though is when I get home, they're going to come out of their catch pots. I'm going to take some some insecticidal soap, spray the tops, bottom, stems, all over the tops of the soil down, spray them down, and then let it dry a little bit, and then water them with Super Thrive, and then I will spray them down again the next day, and then probably by Tuesday I will either repot them. Now the self-watering ZZ plants, I will just keep in their self-watering planters. I will wash down the self-watering planters with some hot water soap just to make sure there's no pest, and then I'm going to put some systemic granules to prevent future pests from that. But I will spray them with some We the Wild Protect neem oil as well once all of it is done. But I think I'm going to repot all of these Philodendron Pink Princess, and I will put that in another video for you guys to watch. So Plant Foldies, thanks again for tuning into my live premiere, and I will definitely see you on the next video tomorrow evening. This is Richie from Grow Folds. Bye.